Good afternoon. Hello, everyone who are present here and who are online as well. I'm here to present the customer success story, a case study, which I'm very proud of. And it's like, the reason for the proud is that replacing Salesforce with Odoo is one of the great case study of success that we had here. And today I would like to cover that in detail. And just housekeeping things before getting into the detail of it. Uh, just if you have any questions, anyone who is listening online, if you guys have any questions, scan this QR code, ask the questions, and we'll try to answer that at the end of the session. Yeah. So the thing is that, that Bay Alarm started using Odoo around 4 years back or 3.5 years back, and they have seen 36% increase in terms of the ROI through using Odoo, and that's what we try to cover today here. A little bit about Brainvire. So Brainvire is a digital transformation agency focused on digital transformation, product engineering, digital services across the North America, which is US and Canada, Middle East and Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi. In Europe, we are in UK, Singapore and India. Overall, 1,800 customers are the most satisfied customers from the reviews and rating point of view. So we are very proud of that. So more than 200 customers has given reviews, rating, feedback about us on Clutch. And we got a Odoo Customer Satisfaction Award as well in Middle East. So we are proud of that as well. A little bit of our Odoo practice. So 350 professionals or brainers work for Odoo. 180 are certified. 250 plus ERP projects that we have implemented. 80 plus all third-party different integration we have done. Either data coming from third-party system within the Odoo or going out from the Odoo to the third-party system. Myself, I'm the CEO and founder of the company, 20 years in the IT industry, 12, 13 years associated with the ERP business and Odoo. This is my third venture, sold a couple of my companies in the past. This venture is around 9 years old. A little bit about the customer, like BLRM Medical, rated to be one of the top or among the best company in terms of medical alert and first responding system. Top-notch in terms of medical alert, which gives you independence and peace of mind for the customers to stay alone when they are elderly people. GPS-based tracking system, so they have a wearable device where you have a button which you can put on your chest, you can put on your belt. You have a wearable device like watch. They're selling that. So they do a subscription-based selling, so it's a consumer product, B2C, plus there is a subscription model which is ongoing payments and all. The medium of business for them is like e-commerce, which is online, through telephone, which is the IP telephony system and IVR system that people are booking the orders or confirming the orders. Plus there is a mobile app through which they can do the upgrade and downgrade of subscription. And the kind of services they provide is mainly the SOS service, which is emergency response. Along with that, giving the connectivity between the family offices or family members within the company, within the consumers as well. The topic that I'm trying to cover today is functional and technical challenges that they were facing before, the key features that we try to provide and solution that we implemented, and how the result has been so far after the journey. So this is my favorite part, that they were using Salesforce for decent amount of time, very complex, decent amount of customization spending that they were spending on that, and the large amount of license costs as well. Financial force they were using from accounting point of view. There was absence of hybrid mobile app, so they wanted a mobile app for the consumers to communicate with each other. Subscription was a challenge, that there are commerce which was running on Magento, Adobe Commerce. Salesforce was running the backend operations, so the first payment comes through the commerce B2C, and then the payment comes through the subscription through the Salesforce, and it was not able to communicate. Your credit card get expired. Typically, you need to upgrade your credit card details. You want to call them and upgrade. You want to have a system to update online. There was no system like that available, and that was one of the challenge, and the subscription was a big issue that was going through. Visibility was not there. That customer support team or the customer sales team has to log into 3 different screens or 4 different systems to find out the data about the customer before even they answer to the customer. So these were all the challenges that they were facing. And Brainvire started consulting with them, and we suggested Odoo as a way to go for it. And 3.5 years back, they took a decision to move to the Odoo, and we migrated from Salesforce into Odoo 13. How, that what was the key challenge that we were trying to solve? It's one of the key challenge that we wanted to solve was the salesperson should have a visibility from a customer 360-degree point of view, lifetime value of the customer challenges, what type of upgrade that I can cross-sell and upsell to the customer while they are on the call or while they are calling for certain discussions or points or things like that. They wanted to make sure that automatically customer able to update the credit card details, payment details, subscription details, rather than when the credit card get failed, you not have a visibility on that. They wanted a consolidated report so that 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 what are the the subscription that you started from the commerce, how much went through to the next level, how much did not went through, and then they wanted a centralized system where all the data comes in the one system rather than you have a Salesforce, Financial Force, Adobe Commerce, and then you have a WordPress website, and then you have a couple of other systems. Strong case was also about integration, that they wanted to integrate with their taxation system, they wanted to integrate with their 3PL logistic platform, they wanted to integrate with their telephony system, right? Because a lot of customers are calling and they want to make sure that those things get integrated. So this is where the Odoo flexibility, Odoo third-party easy integration, open API, open architecture, open nature, help customer to solve the problem which Salesforce was not able to solve, or there was a struggle going on with the Salesforce while we doing that implementation. So yes, with Odoo implementation, we make sure that the subscription came into a single screen, so you can look at it what are the subscription, when was the start date, when it's ended, which are active, which are not active. If you want to modify few things, if you want to update, everything came at a single platform, single view. Very strong in terms of accounting dashboard. So now they can know the lifetime value of the customer, how many customers are repeating, how many customers are not continuing the subscription, what are the challenges, what are ups and downs. They look at the reconciliation part of it from the bank point of view, delivery part from the delivery point of view, and then ultimately comes everything in a dashboard view. So this is where that rather logging previously going into Financial Force, Salesforce, and into a Magento backend to actually find out their exact numbers and going through all the Excel sheet. This is something we try to replace that Excel sheet with this system, and the Odoo able to provide them the complete set form in a integrated centralized system. Also, they able to measure the KPIs from their sales team point of view, right? That when the customer is calling them, are they able to do cross-sell and upsell? How quickly they able to respond to the customer queries? How many times customers are calling? Things like that. So we able to give that type of KPIs and reports and dashboards based on the data, that what will be the per subscription revenue that you are getting, how are their sales team able to do cross-sell and upsell, customer support team able to do the cross-sell and upsell of your services, because that's the main service that they do it out. Typically you buy a subscription, because generally when you buy a subscription with a medical alert system, it always happens that way, that whenever the emergency comes, that is where it's unfortunate, but that is where generally you do upselling, and then you do a higher subscription, that okay, I've used this service, it really helped me, let me buy in 3 more services what they have. So giving the customer that option, giving the sales team that option, and giving the customer support team those options available is something which was crucial, and with Odoo centralized system we able to provide that easily. Now the key features that we implemented, the 360-degree customer view, which was very important from a sales point of view. Actually, their sales team and customer support team was logging into 3 different systems, spending at least 10 minutes before they answer the question. So here we able to reduce that to at least 2 minutes. An idea to go forward is that with the mobile app and with the self-service app, we want to make sure that the calls are reduced, 70% of the calls get reduced, and it should be self-service. But now we able to do that because their platforms runs on Odoo, their commerce runs on Odoo, and the mobile app is something that we can build on top of that from a consumer facing point of view, which is on hybrid, maybe in React Native, integrating with this platform. And people can do upgrade, downgrade, credit card update, changing of the credit card, things like that, easy questions, things like that. Flexible bundle options. So before that, there were different system they were using. So because of that, you are not able to bundle. So if you buy a watch, along with that the belt comes, and then if you buy a 1-year subscription, you get something extra. So there is a lot of attach and detach which happens, and you wanted a system to be flexible, because sometimes the customer will buy attach and detach online from the commerce. Sometimes they will go back and they will buy it from the backend system, when they are calling to the customer support team or from the mobile app. So that's where, because of the Odoo commerce and Odoo everything integrated, we able to provide easy options from a flexibility point of view in terms of bundling the product and selling that. Also, like, the IVR system is able to integrate, so that self IVR is something that we are working towards it. Like, as Fabian was mentioning today in the morning, that like, the AI chat GPT model and things like that. So we actually looking at how we can integrate that here as well. Actually, like, where the subscription questions, IVR can be automated as much as possible. And this is possible because of the platform, which is single platform with Odoo, everything integrated rather than using 2-3 system. And then, of course, like, that entire accounting, financial report, business closing, and all the closing of the month and things like that become very easy once you have data in a single system. Earlier, it used to be that, okay, you take the data from the Magento or WooCommerce backend, you take the data from the financial force, you take the data from the Odoo, and then you consolidate everything in an Excel sheet. Now, everything can be done from the accounting reporting. And today, what they were showing on a keynote from the accounting features point of view, I think if those reconciliation features comes in Odoo 17 with a single click, customers like BLRM will be benefited a lot, and the entire that accounting and account management can be much smoothened out from that point of view. Very strong in terms of the e-commerce, like, that Odoo commerce has improved drastically. And that was one of the reasons that we able to challenge Adobe Commerce, and we said that instead of Magento, let's use Odoo Commerce, and it will give you flexibility of bundling the product, coupling the product, decoupling the product, subscription, all of those things we can do it easily. So that was something that we able to do it out very easily with a Odoo Commerce system. I mean, accounting dashboard, we try to hide as much as data, I mean, just to make sure not to give the actual data. But yes, I mean, very strong in terms of the entire dashboard report. So the modules that we are implemented for BLRM is sales, purchase, inventory, CRM, discuss, time, like, that learning management, LMS platform, document management system to sign the subscription contract and document online, accounting platform, commerce, which is Odoo Commerce, and completely replaced Salesforce, like, 2.5-3 years ago, and Financial Force, like, 2 years ago, once that accounting year closed. So overall, like, notably that there is a decent amount of increase happens in terms of the sales, that you're able to see that, because customer has a single interface to communicate. Your support team, where the major sales are happening, you have a single interface to communicate with them, and you're able to cross-sell, upsell easily. ROI able to increase easily on that. Drastically, like, able to increase the activities on the internet from the sales point of view, marketing point of view. You're able to see your spend on the internet, marketing, the kind of channel customers are coming, and which channels are performing well, which channels are not performing well. And we are using Odoo marketing module to track all of those data. Very strong in terms of, like, increase in terms of the accuracy of the data, which was the important thing. That earlier there was a lot of three different systems. You're using Excel sheet, and then mapping all the data with human intervention. That's where the accuracy of the data was a challenge. So we able to improve that to a drastic level. Recently, couple of weeks back, we migrated them to Odoo 16 from Odoo 13. So now, of course, with Odoo 16, better speed, better performance, and the migration went very successful. So we have a Mark, who is the head of technology from BLRM, here with us as well. So he's a customer from San Francisco, and the live customer who is using it, he's around. So any questions are there, he's happy to answer as well. Customer case studies available on Odoo site and on our website on Brainvire, but on our Odoo website as well, it is available. So you can check the customer case study on our Odoo website. The entire success journey, what it take to implement, and as much as data that we are able to share it, we have tried to share that. These are some of our other Odoo customers. So we have done close to like 250 plus Odoo implementation. Like, some of them are fresh implementation, some of them are migrations, like migrating from Salesforce, Sage, SAP, Oracle into Odoo. We have done some third-party integrations for all different type of platform. Couple of talks that we are going to do this week here. So where we are covering few of our customers, and just to give you, these are some of our customers. So Ajmal Perfume is like, 250 stores point of sale that we implemented within using Odoo within, like, 3 months, and it is between 17 countries with a different language, taxation rules, currencies, plus still having a single loyalty platform and combining that with that. ISA Foundation is something which is we are very proud of that they are in 7 to 8 different countries that they are operating on, and it's a non-profit organization NGO where we have done a complete implementation of Odoo. So they are using Odoo project management, time tracking, entire Odoo backend accounting platform, things like that. Yeah. So this is I think I got a notification that 5 minutes is left. So we have a booth here, Brainvire, and you guys are happy to come and visit and ask any questions. If you want to see the demo of a live system, we are happy to show that some of our implementation. And last but not least is something for the questions that if any questions from the online audience or the offline audience, we are happy to answer. Any questions that you had online?
Yes, I have one question for you. What was the biggest challenge you faced during the implementation?
So there were two challenges that we faced during the implementation. First challenge that we faced was when we were implementing from Salesforce to this, one is going to be that speed performance. Second is going to be the usability that you want to keep it. Uh, and then you want to also make sure that the huge data, which was there of last 6, 7 years to migrate that data. So that was something which was very critical, that usability and the data, that you want to have the accuracy of the data and migration of the data. And thankfully, when we migrated to Odoo 16, I think the data migration went really well. I think we not had a major hiccups, and Mark can vouch on that as well. But no major hiccups in terms of the data that we able to do that. Speed performance, that of course we had some challenges because we implemented discuss module, and it was a good challenge that they like that module so much. So entire company started using discuss module within themselves to communicate with each other, and which made performance of Odoo to go down because we never thought that it's going to be so much widely used. So there was a little bit of challenge in terms of discuss module, that we had to switch it off for a couple of days just to make sure that we able to survive that load. But then we made a separate server and separate arrangement for that. But yes, so discuss module was something that unexpected challenge which came, but we able to solve that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And one last question was, what would you recommend to a company that is also working in the healthcare sector? What would you recommend to them to make sure the implementation goes smoothly for them?
So I think few things that you have to take care in mind, that one, that you want to make sure that your requirements are clear, that what you want to implement, right? Second thing is that Odoo gives you flexibility in terms of the open source architecture and open APIs and all. But at the same time, you want to use out of the box features as much as possible rather than customizing too much, if it is possible to use within that. If you have to modify certain of your own company's processes, I will highly recommend you should do that rather than modifying the ERP to the great level. So use the Odoo standard features as much as possible and do the customization at a minimal level which is required, and make sure that your requirements are clear and spend enough time on blueprinting sign off. I think Mark did that amazing job with our team to make sure that every screen has been signed off by the customers before we start implementing, so that you exactly know what you're expecting in the sales screen, purchase screen, CRM screens, transaction screen, and make sure that the implementation goes as smooth as possible.
All right. So another question came out also, a few. What did you use for business intelligence?
So there are two things that we develop a lot of APIs and a lot of reports on top of Odoo. So standard Odoo, where we have used the Odoo reporting capability and built on top of that. And apart from that, there were certain niche requirement was there. So we are looking at whether to use a Power BI or build a custom reports on that. So that's a discussion that is going on. So right now we have done use the Odoo reporting, but chances are that based on what they need, either it can be that we'll build a Odoo custom module or app on top of Odoo for all those detailed reporting, and or else it can be a Power BI.
All right.
Yeah, which can be integrated.
Okay, thank you. I have three more questions. If we can ask to all of them, it would be great. So is Odoo good for small level health sector?
I mean, we have customers which are a mid-sized customers like Bay Alarm, we have, which are 100 users. We have customers which are like 5 users customers, and we have customers which are like 2 users customer from healthcare industry as well. So yes, Odoo is a very decent in terms of small to large to mid. And that is what the Odoo is meant to be. So that whether you are a small company, individual, small business, whether you are a large corporate, Odoo is the way to go. So I will highly recommend Odoo for them. Yeah.
Thank you. And how did you handle the training of the employees during during the migration?
Yeah. So that's where, like, so that is one of the challenge that I should have said that we want to make sure that the trainer model is something that we have done it out. So we champion, like, 3 or 4 people from customers team from Belaram who are, like, getting trained on the platform. So one from the customer support team, one from the CRM team, one from the accounting team, one from the sales team, and we make sure that we train them. And then they were the one who were training their 15, 20, or 30 internal staff members that they were training them out. Yeah.
Okay, very good to know.
Yeah.
And last but not least, how can I start using Odoo 17?
Yes, I mean, I think everyone should start using Odoo 17. I mean, what we have seen today, definitely it has a lot of potential, especially in terms of Odoo accounting, especially when you look at some of the features and functionality in the GUI changes that they have done. Is some amazing job which is there. So definitely we should do that. But before even do that, I mean, I just want to give you one more background of that. So BLRM is, like, 150 or 180,000 active customers they are using. 4,000 subscription a day that we are transacting the invoicing point of view, processing the invoicing on a daily basis. So we are using AWS. So we migrated on AWS. We are using Redis from a caching point of view. We are using load balancer and multi-server architecture. So as I think Anthony and Fabian was mentioning today about the scalability. So on the SH, that how you can have a read and write on a separate database server. Definitely that is something that we have implemented here, and we are very proud of that we have done it. I think right now number is that 3,500 to 4,000 subscription that we are able to run on a daily basis from an invoicing point of view and billing point of view. And the tweaks that we are doing right now, we are expecting that it should be around 8,000 to 9,000. So maybe, like, at least the triple the growth that what BLRM has right now, we should be able to handle that with the Odoo platform.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Antan.
Thank you guys, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you all online. Thank you guys. Thank you, Odoo.